Welcome to Healthy Vegan Living. I'm Gary. What do you do with those radish bulb at the end? Well, what I did, first thing I did is I tasted it. I tasted one of them. And it was quite good. It was still very, very hot. But what about when they're this big or even bigger? What do you do with them? Is I sliced them. I took any damages off the top of the root and I sliced it into small pieces. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can lighten up the heatness of the radish. You can use it and make another meal out of it. Come and see how it all worked out.
Welcome to Healthy Vegan Living, a whole food plant-based lifestyle. Ingredients: 4 cup radish root sliced thinly, 1 1/2 large white onion, 1 1/2 cup vegetable broth, 1 can yellow corn with corn water, half a bag flash frozen mixed vegetables, 1 large saucepan, and on the stove top cooked on high for 45 minutes, no seasoning needed. Directions: remove any damage or blemish on each radish root. Wash well to remove any garden soil. Next, cook on high for 1 1/2 large white onion until tender or translucent with vegetable broth. Next, add the radish root slices to the white onion and cook until tender. Now, add 1.5 cup of broth to the saucepan. This helps to cook the root. Next, add a canned corn with corn water. After a minute, add vegetables to the mix. Mix well, plate, and enjoy your meal.
Now this is a starch solution meal, so there's going to be a starch portion to it. And what I've chosen to do is to put in corn. Corn is a starch, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to use canned corn because it's convenient during the winter months. And we're going to fry it up in this frying pan. And what we're going to do is we're going to cook it with an onion. And afterwards, we're going to put fresh vegetables on our plate and we're going to all mix it all together and it's going to be actually very delicious. Like I always have potatoes. If you don't want to use corn because it doesn't work for you, use potatoes, use rice, use quinoa. There's many different types of starches. It all depends on what works for you. So let's get started. So what I did here, see the fire? I sweated some onions. This is 1 1/2 white onions, but you can use purple onion, you can use red onions, whatever you like. I got it started. And I put in just a little bit of vegetable broth. This is Pacific Foods organic vegetable broth. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our radishes and we're going to put them inside, as you see here. And I'll be slicing this one in a minute. And then we're going to put in some more, about a cup to a cup and a half. I just kind of gauge it. And we're just going to cook it in. Well, the onions right now are translucent, so it's going to work very nice. Now, what's going to happen to these radishes is they're going to turn clear, just like the onions. At the very, very end of this, I'm going to add some vegetables to it. These are a vegetable medley that I get at Sam's Club. A blend of broccoli, green beans, carrots, red peppers, wax beans, and yellow peppers. That'll be the last thing, because these are already been cooked. So the last thing we put in. So the first thing we're going to do now is let this go, and I'm going to show you how I cut the radishes. So here's a giant radish. What I did is I removed the outer edges, like I left a little piece so I can show you. And you see how it had a little bit of black there? Now that could be dirt, that could be nothing. So instead of taking a chance, I just take it off. And all of these have been washed. So then what I do then is I sliver it as much as possible. Okay, to take these, and we're going to put them back over in the onion, where the onions are. So here they are, they're going back in. Now if you take a look at the prior ones, they're getting close, but they're not there. Like this one there, it's translucent. You can see how it's different in color. This one here is more translucent, more like it's full of liquid. That's what you want. You wanted that color. And you just have to move it back and forth. Look, we have an onion here I forgot to cut. We're going to leave it like that. Allow the onion to flavor the meal. It's got no salt or pepper in here. This is just straight vegetables. Since the corn will already have been cooked, there's no reason to spend a lot of time. We'll just be warming it up in our pan here. Alright, so it's almost translucent. This is a radish. It's the same color as the onions. What I'm going to add to it is 1 can, including the juice. That's going to stop the process from cooking for a little minute. And we're going to mix in the starch portion of the meal into this onion and radish combination. So it's going to be a high salt meal. We're going to give this another minute or two and we're going to add the vegetables. Okay. Vegetables, that's that easy. I took these out of the freezer this morning and I defrost them in the refrigerator. And as you can see, it adds a lot of color to the radishes and the onions. When I use things from cans, or in this case, the vegetable broth, also the vegetables I got from Sam's Club, I don't season it because we don't need any more added salt. And plus, on the starch solution diet, you're really not supposed to use any salt except for when you're eating it. So this is going to be ready in a few minutes, and I'm going to plate it and show it to you. Alright, so that's what the meal looks like right here. So you can see it's got your, in this case there's a radish, it's got your onions, it's got the corn, which is your starch, and it's got vegetables. So it's a very nice combination for the dinner. So now when I'm eating my dinner, I can enjoy it. It's going to be hot. That was a radish I just ate. And when you cook the radishes, they're not as hot, and all the flavor is distributed across all the vegetables. So it's a good meal. Now what I do, it made 3 meals. I open the bag a little bit here, like you see, and I squish it down, and I just go through like this, and that way I get the air out. So let me show you again. Open the bag. Now the bag, sometimes when I fill it in, it gets fluid from the meal, so then I wash the bag before I stick it in the freezer. Of course, I make sure I dry it, otherwise they stick together. Okay, same thing here. Like that. So this meal, I named it radish root, which I know it's going to have all the other ingredients we talked about, and I always date it. But I'm going to tell you the truth, they never last long in my refrigerator or in the ice box. And this is a starch solution meal. It contains your starch and your vegetables, and it's in a convenient packet for you to easily make your dinners so that you don't go out and have a pizza when you don't need to. Have a good day, and we'll all see you soon in our next video.
Subscribe to us and give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Thank you for watching.